What are you tired of hearing from older generations? My uncle told me at Thanksgiving I just needed to work harder if I wanted to buy a house, that I was making excuses. I was sitting there with my mom and my aunt and my two cousins, who both own homes because their parents helped with down payments. But apparently, I was the lazy one. I'd heard this lecture before. Every family gathering for the past 2 years. How his generation pulled themselves up by their bootstraps. How nobody handed them anything. How if I just stopped buying coffee and avocado toast, I'd have a house by now. I don't even like avocado toast. I was tired of hearing it. So tired that I pulled out my phone right there at the dinner table and said, "Okay, Uncle Jim, let's do the math." He rolled his eyes like I was being dramatic. My mom whispered for me to just let it go, but I was done letting it go. I make $62,000 a year as a marketing coordinator. Sounds decent, right? After taxes, that's about $3,800 a month. The average house in our area is $450,000 for a basic 3-bedroom that needs work. I opened my calculator app and started listing everything out loud. My rent is $1,850 for a 1-bedroom apartment, 40 minutes from work. Student loans are $340 a month, and I'll be paying those until I'm 45. Car payment is $280 because I needed something reliable. Insurance is $150. Groceries are $400, and that's shopping at Aldi and meal prepping. Gas is $200 because of my commute. Utilities are $120. Phone bill is $85. That's $3,125 before I even think about going out or saving anything. My uncle interrupted me. "See, that's your problem right there. You're spending too much on rent. Just buy something." I looked at him. "With what down payment, Uncle Jim? Even if I saved every single extra dollar I have, that's $375 a month. It would take me 10 years to save $45,000 for a 10% down payment, and that's assuming nothing ever goes wrong. No medical bills, no car repairs, no emergency vet visits, nothing." He said when I was your age, I bought my first house with 5% down. Just find something cheaper. I asked him when exactly he bought his first house. He said 1987. I pulled up an inflation calculator while the whole table watched. He paid $89,000 for a 3-bedroom house in a decent neighborhood. That same house sold last year for $580,000. I showed him the screen. Then I asked what he was making in 1987. He got quiet. My aunt said he was making about $35,000 a year. I typed that in too. Adjusted for inflation, that's $89,000 in today's money. So I said, "Let me get this straight. Your house cost 2.5 times your annual salary. Mine would cost 7.2 times my salary. You were making the equivalent of $89,000 and paying the equivalent of $240,000 for a house. I make $62,000 and I'm expected to pay $450,000. The whole table went completely silent. My cousin Jake was staring at his plate. My aunt had stopped eating. My mom had tears in her eyes. I kept going because I was on a roll. Your generation bought houses on single incomes while the wife stayed home with kids. My generation needs 2 full incomes just to afford rent. You could pay for college with a part-time summer job. I'll be paying my loans for 20 years. You got pensions. We get 401ks that crashed twice before we turned 30. You had unions. We have gig economy jobs with no benefits." My uncle's face was red, but not angry red, embarrassed red. He finally said, really quietly, "I didn't realize it was that different now. I just thought your generation wasn't trying as hard as we did." My mom started crying. She said she was sorry, that she didn't realize how much harder it was, that she'd been saying the same things to me. The rest of dinner was awkward. People tried to change the subject, talk about football, ask about my job, but something had shifted. 3 days later, I got a text from my uncle at 6 a.m. It was long. He said he couldn't stop thinking about what I said, that he looked up more statistics and felt sick, that he'd been wrong, really wrong. Then he asked if I wanted to move into his rental property, the one he bought as an investment in 2005. He said he'd cover the down payment, and I could pay him monthly payments at half what I'm currently paying in rent. It would build my credit, give me equity, and when I was ready to buy my own place in a few years, I'd have savings built up. I called him crying. He said it's what family does. We help each other, and he was sorry it took him so long to understand.